The Timmy Chang Show on ESPN Honolulu, KHA and KHON2 is brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, HCAMP, Enjoy Snacks, HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Ruby Tuesday, IBEW Local 1186, PVT Land Company, Popeyes, Castle Resorts and Hotels, and Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union.
Game time in Manoa. Touchdown, Hawaii! All right, welcome to Ruby Tuesday, Moanalua for the Timmy Chang Show. I'm John Veneri, and this is the coach, Timmy Chang. I want a big hand for Coach. There you go. All right. Okay. You can call or text this show. It's 808-296-1420. We're going to compile all your text messages, and we're going to read them a little bit later in the show. We've got a full show planned for you. So let's get right into it, Coach. Before we look ahead, let's go backwards real quick to a week ago, since we didn't have a show between then. The Rainbow Warriors defeated Stanford, the first in 5 tries. Here's how it ended. So here it is, 3 seconds left, tied at 20. Kansei Matsuzawa, the Hawaii kicker from Tokyo, lines up on the right hash. He's set to go, waiting for the snap. The snap and hold is good. Matsuzawa's kick is up. Is it good? It is! Hawaii wins it! Hawaii wins! They beat Stanford to open the 2025 season with a 38-yard field goal by Kansei Matsuzawa. Hawaii wins it 23-20. Ooh, that felt so good. That was such a great home opener win against Stanford, so congratulations on that. And we are going to have Kansei on the show a little bit later, so get your text messages or your phone calls ready for him, and we'll have him up in just a bit. But Coach, it turned around and you guys hit the road for game number 2 in Tucson. For a recap, let's go to Rob.
How's it going, everybody? After a big win over Stanford on opening weekend, the University of Hawaii football team was violently yanked down from Cloud 9 this past Saturday, suffering their first loss of the season on the road at Arizona. Where in the dry desert of Tucson, the Rainbow Warriors got sand kicked in their face by the Big 12 Wildcats as the Power Conference program showed their strength in all phases, averaging 6 yards per play on offense while forcing 5 turnovers on defense, limiting the already limited Micah Alejado to get sacked 4 times, finishing 18 of 31 for 157 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception before the freshman QB, who fought through an ankle injury, suffered in the win over Stanford, exited in the third quarter with an apparent re-aggravation to the right foot injury. 40-6 was the lopsided final. The Bows fall to 1-1, but with 10 games to go, it's back to the drawing board. Now in the loss, defensive linemen Dejon Benton and Jackie Johnson III combined for 3 sacks. Up next for the 1-1 Bows will be the first of 3 straight home games, starting with Sam Houston. That's Saturday night, 5 o'clock at the Ching Complex. Reporting for the Timmy Chang Show, Rob DeMello, KHON2 Sports and Hawaii football final.
All right, it was nice to be able to look at the Stanford win, but then the reality came. You guys had to flush that one out, then go to Arizona. Just your thoughts real quick on Tucson.
Yeah, going back to Tucson, probably didn't flush out Stanford, going into the week of practice. Just looking back on how we practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going into the game, we probably, going back, just handling it wasn't handled correctly. And that's the learning lesson in itself, right? You have a high win, you beat a good program that we've never been before. Stanford was electrifying, the atmosphere. Yeah. Having all the fans watch. It was week 0. For us going into that week 2, tough opponent on the road, another opponent that you haven't seen yet, having to switch game plans, just having those guys dialed in, having us coaches, couple things. We got to coach better. We got to play better. And so lesson learned. And, when we came back Monday, had those guys. We landed at 8 o'clock in the morning Sunday, right from the tarmac, leaving 2 o'clock in the morning Arizona time. And so we're right to the drawing board, figuring out, talking, how can we get better from this experience? You have a team that wants to do well. What do we do, and how do we give them the tools to do that? And so back to the drawing board Monday, having great meetings, having great talks, and these guys have a lot to play for in front of them. And so here was day 2 of practice. And they're doing a great job, and their intention and their focus is there. And so that in itself gives us a chance against Sam Houston.
When you see your QB1 go down in Stanford, anytime you see a player go down, it's got to be tough. But when you see QB1 go down, it's got to be an extra special for you.
Yeah, he's a great player, right? And he's done, and that's from New Mexico going into Stanford, even that first half, battling back to give us the lead 14-13, in that early series, he goes down with an ankle injury. It really changed, who he was as a player.
Yeah.
But it didn't change the mindset of him wanting to go out there and compete and win, and he willed us to a win. At Stanford along with his teammates. And so there were some unbelievable plays that were made by a lot of great individuals out there, but team-wise, offense, defense, special teams, they, during that fourth quarter, it really shined. I would say that first and third quarter belonged to Stanford in that game. Second and fourth is where we came alive and made plays. And so you keep continuing to make plays and trusting and keep fighting through, good things will happen. And so that's what the guys did.
That's a great analysis. And then, in fact, he fought back to get back into playing order against Arizona. Went 18 of 31 passing yards, had his first interception as a Warrior. And of course, he sacked 4 times. But when you turn the ball over 5 times, it's pretty tough to win.
Yeah, it was one where the first turnover I think was a pretty backbreaker one. We took the sack right there in midfield, 3rd and 3. Believe the score was 10-3 at the time, and we're going down, or maybe 7-3 at the time. We're going down to score, 3rd and 3. We take the sack. He takes a hit. We fumble. We give him the ball, and then they go and score. And then in the second half, we continue to turn the ball over, and it gets out of hand from us. It's just in those times. It's really to stop the bleeding. Finding a way to fight through adversity, and then just responding with plays. And in all honesty, the next play is the next biggest play. Yeah. You forget about whatever happened, and you just go to the next play.
We're going to talk more about Arizona when we come back from this quick break. Folks, how about a big hand for Coach Timmy Chang? We'll be right back with the Timmy Chang Show.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
All right, welcome back to the Timmy Chang Show. Don't forget that you can catch this live broadcast, or at least taped broadcast, on K-High Thursday at 6 p.m. and on KHON 8 p.m. on Friday. Arizona led it at half, 17-6. Hawaii had some bright spots. Landon Sims actually led in rushing with 41 yards and in receiving. He also led in receiving. Did a pretty good job running the football. Again, though, turnovers were the problem, Coach, and it's hard to win a game. I know we talked about that a little bit, but how do you clean that up?
Yeah, you just focus on the details. You know, I think things got away from us, you know, ball security-wise, you know, protecting the football. Just looking at the quarterbacks, if we can help control the quarterbacks in the pocket a little bit with our, you know, just understanding to get the ball out on time, stepping up in the right places, you know, quarterbacks can save a lot of what's going on around us. And so we'll focus on those guys, you know, and get them cleaned up.
Okay, so during the Arizona game, we talked about him being sacked 4 times, aggravated that injury from the Stanford game. We're talking about Mike Alejado, and ultimately you took him out of the game. You had no choice. Some question the fact that you left him in maybe a little bit too long, but this was a decision that was made not just by you, but the trainers as well. They said he could go. He wanted to go.
Yeah, Michael wants to go, and you know, he wasn't 100% going into the game with the ankle injury, as you know, it kind of ballooned on him during the week. But you know, he fought all the way. He had a great week of preparation. The kid is a fighter. He's a warrior. You know, he just being in the film room and doubling up on treatment. A lot of people in the community reached out and you know, really went out of their way to try to help him. And we really appreciate that for everybody wanting to help Michael get ready. But you know, he tried to go. I know he wanted to get after Arizona. Yeah. The competitor in him, but you know, it did get away, and so taking him out when we needed to, and letting Luke get some run.
Okay, you brought him up. Luke completed. Luke Weaver, we're talking about. He's 6'3". He's a junior college transfer, and he went into the game 16 passes, 66 yards, forced it a couple of times and threw a couple of interceptions, but he ran the ball for 25 yards. So he does show, and he clearly showed you guys throughout fall camp and then in practice that he's your clear number 2 guy, and he stepped in, and I thought he completed a few passes that looked pretty nice.
Yeah, you know, Luke can spin it, and you know, he makes good decisions. Smart guy, you know, is always studying. You know, if he's getting, you know, a couple reps of practice, you know, through you know, when we go with the 2s and stuff, you know, he makes good use of those reps. And so, you know, right now, you know, the last 2 weeks he's been getting some more reps as Micah has been rehabbing and getting ready to go again. And so he's taking advantage of all these reps.
So I will ask you, I know that you've said it in the media, you said it yesterday, the status of Mike Alejado for game number 3.
Yeah, he's continuing to get healthy, and we'll make that a game time decision.
Perfect. So he's a questionable game time decision. Got it. What can you say about Luke Weaver's preparation? Because he also seems like he's had some good practice, and although he's running with the number 2s, he seemed like he could connect with the number 1s pretty easily.
Yeah, you know, he's a guy that we brought in that we thought that could lead a program. You know, he came in understanding that you know, he was going to back up Micah, but he would always be ready. You know, this is a guy that you know, has high values, high character guy. You know, and at the end of the day, he wants to be a coach. And we just told him, I mean, all these things, you come into the University of Hawaii, learning our type of offense, it'll help set you up for those goals in the long run. And if you just be ready and your opportunity's called, that's what we want to happen.
You got a 3rd guy in Demarcus Davis he's a UCLA transfer, also another, you know, prototypical NFL type quarterback size-wise. He's a tall guy. Yep. What about him?
He's looking good, and I think, you know, he just got here, I would say late June, mid-June, and so he's only been with us for now a couple months now. Fits well into the room. It's a really good quarterback room. They're a really good tight bunch. But I would say that he's continuing to grow. I would say Luke having 6 months and coming here in January. having the reps, having been around us and talking football and doing all the off-season stuff and the throwings and spring ball has helped him. Mar is, he's growing within the system. And so like the last 2 practices, I'm standing behind him. He's taking scout team reps, very valuable reps in running Sam Houston's defense. And everything we talk about is within, the schemes the system might be a little bit different, but we're into reading it, treating it the same, and developing him as a quarterback, so he needs to be ready.
Okay, let's go to the text real quick. We've got some time. 808-296-1420 is the number to text in. We'll take those, and if you want to call, you can go ahead and do that as well. Here's a text from somebody that says, I hope our fans always remember these young men work hard to entertain us week after week. They got to keep healthy, study hard, and some of them have families, which is actually kind of a lot. There's a lot of guys that have kids, but they have to, they got to care for them after practice each and every day. Yep. I hope fans will come out to support and appreciate our Warriors. They deserve it. I mean, it would be nice, and I'm sure it helped against Stanford to have that 12th man in TC Chang.
Yeah, that environment was electric. That's the best environment that we've had at Clarence TC Chang. And so anytime the fans can come out and enjoy, I do appreciate that the games now are on Spectrum for free around the state. I do love that for our fans, and so all 8 islands can get it. We've talked about this, Matt Elliott, and with the support of our president and everybody else having to do this. Unbelievable. So whether fans can come and whether fans can watch it at home,
or listen at home.
Right?
Just saying,
and they can listen at home to the broader broadcast.
Yep.
And so having that, we really, really, truly appreciate that, and appreciate the fans coming out.
Here's another one real quick. Being a student athlete, being recruited, and also recruiting players now, what have you noticed is the most change in recruiting, and what are the challenges? That's a loaded question with NIL.
Very loaded with NIL. It's a lot different now. In recruiting, you're dealing with, opportunities for kids to come, but now you're talking about 130 plus teams giving money to student athletes, and so the give and take in that, having to find your niche and where you're at as a program is something that our landscape is continuously changing, and so are we at the University of Hawaii.
There's this thing that happened after each turnover. Somebody would take a ball from the other team, and they would run the Hawaii ball over to their sideline, and they'd spear it on top of a pitchfork. Do you see any of that on the broadcast? Do you watch that?
No, I did not.
So
I did not.
I was told that they buy balls from the opponent, or they make their own look like an opponent's ball. So you didn't lose any of your own footballs that game, did you?
Not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think this is something where they're doing something for their fans and themselves to, enjoy the moment of a turnover.
Yeah.
And but I don't think we lost any balls.
Yeah.
I think
Does that bug you a little bit that they're over there spearing a Hawaii ball onto a pitchfork?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's not a lot of things that bug me as I continue to get older and go through the process.
Except your wife telling you, you got to get to the Timmy Chang Show a little earlier next time.
This is the earliest I've been.
Yeah, it's record breaking. Is there a tradition that happens on the Hawaii sideline? I know that there's a Hawaiian battle tool on the sideline with the shark teeth.
Yeah.
Is there a tradition there?
Yeah, I think there is on the defensive side with what you said, the battle tool.
I'm not sure what it's called. Maybe Kilinahe can help us out with that one.
Yeah. I'm probably in the referee's ear or something during the game.
Okay. All right. Okay. Time now. We haven't done it, but it's time now for random questions. Since we're talking about maybe Chief of War with Kilinahe, and you'll see his malo a little bit later. Real quick, if there was a movie being made about your life story, what actor would you want to play you?
Oh. Wow, that's a great
We only
question.
have like 30 seconds, so you got to think of it quick.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a loaded question, right?
Momoa, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to stay away from that one.
All right, think about it then. Think about it.
Yeah.
Man. Really?
I
No,
mean, that was
no answer.
That was
Just you.
Just
You would want to play you.
No, but for being the first random question, that was pretty
good.
Yeah, that was pretty.
We'll be right back with more of the Timmy Chang Show right after this.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, KHI, and KHON2.
All right, our next guest led the team in scoring in 2024 with 68 points and leads again through 2 games with this season with a total of 17. That includes 3 field goals and 2-point-after attempts against Stanford, and the only 2 scores against Arizona, which also included a career-tying long of 41 yards. He now has made 2 kicks in his career that have won games for the Rainbow Warriors. How about a big hand for Hawaii kicker by way of Japan and Ohio, Kansei Matsuzawa.
Thank you.
You have been a very, very wanted man lately. All over like the NBC Nightly News. They're doing stories about how you learned to kick on YouTube. Are you liking the spotlight or not so much?
Not so much, but it's fortunate, yeah.
Well, I mean, for good things. I mean,
Yeah.
at least you're not getting the spotlight for something that's not good, right?
It is a good thing, yeah.
You said after the Stanford game, you said that you were more nervous about having to speak English in an interview than having to kick a game winner.
Yeah, I am. I wanted to say something fun, but yeah, I was nervous a little bit.
So tell me about all the kicks that you made. Let's go back to Stanford real quick. You made a bunch of kicks, 3 field goals in all, but you made 2 and then 2-point-afters. How were you feeling? You must have been feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, it was good, but I just focused on one kick, and even good or bad, just forget and then go to the next one. So that's my mindset. Yeah.
Okay, your parents were in the stands too, weren't they?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So and had they seen you play football before?
Yeah, last year. Yeah.
Last year. Mm-hmm. Okay, but they've never seen you do something like that.
Yeah, that was their first time. Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through the game winner. Walk me through what you were thinking. I mean, you're lining up. You know you got to kick it. You got 3 seconds. Tell me about it.
To be honest, the game time field goal was more novice, and then there was 2 minutes left, and that was a crucial. Mm-hmm. And then right after game time field goal, I told Matt Chon that give me a game winning field goal, mm-hmm. and then Micah set it up game-winning field goal situation, I just blessed, and then I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, it was more fun.
Ben Falk told me that particular field goal on that side is the most difficult of the two, and one of the most difficult in college football. Would you agree with that? Because I think he had some stat about it being like a 57% make or something like that. And he's a smart guy, so I just trusted him. But that's the more difficult of the two, yes, at TC Chang?
I think so, yeah. Kicking to the baseball field, that's the wind coming from the Bali. So we got to hit the clean ball to split the wind.
How good is your holder?
It's amazing, yeah. Kelly working on it, and we're building something special.
Yeah, so walk me through what you got to do if the wind is blowing a little bit more. So just so that everybody knows, Matthew Shipley hit a game winner at that field goal.
Yep.
He hit one on the other side against Colorado State, but he also hit one in that one on that side to win a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. The wind blows a little bit more out of the Manoa Valley?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what do you got to do if the wind's blowing a little bit harder?
It's just like think the fundamentals, like focus on myself and not pray too much with wind and believe what we can do, because whatever happens, this is our good thing for us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
text message is asking us, Kansei, what is your favorite post-workout meal?
Oh,
this is a good one. What'd you order tonight first? What'd you get tonight?
I got ribs.
Oh, ribs. Post-workout meal, what do you get?
Ribs.
I mean, if that's what you like and that works, then go ahead. Okay, so you're 5-5 for field goals after hitting 2 more against Arizona. One of them was a career-tying distance of 41 yards. Can you hit it farther than 41?
Of course, yeah.
Wow, sorry. Okay. So you hit both of them in the first half. What was it like kicking in Arizona Stadium?
That was amazing. Like, the air is like thin, so the ball was flying. So it was very easy to kick, to be honest. Like, balls flying, and yeah, it was a great.
Well, you had enough distance there to make it more than 41, so that was good. I'm sure you probably don't really care because it didn't come in a win, but you did your job.
Yeah.
It's all about doing your job.
Yeah.
A lot of people say you got one job, kick the field goal, right? So far, you're perfect. And you're not talking right now. I get it. Okay, how hard have you worked? Because you have gotten stronger, yes? You worked really hard in the off season. Tell me about that.
I realized after the last season, like, mindset, like mental thing is more important than like physical ability. And that's the one thing I realized since I got here. So I'm working on my mental training more in off season.
Okay. And the Seahawks kicker was a guy you were watching on YouTube. I heard he DM'd you.
Yeah, he did.
So what was that DM like? Did he like, oh my God, he DM'd me? What was that like?
Oh, he said like a bunch of guys reached out to him about me, and he said like congrats on game-winning field goal, and keep working on it, like something like that.
You can learn a lot of things on YouTube, like fixing your sink. You know, maybe even changing brakes in your car, but like kicking field goals are different. I've tried and tore my groin doing it. You just do it with ease. You were a soccer player though, yeah?
Yeah, I used to play soccer.
Okay, so every really good player needs a nickname. Okay, so there's been a few thrown out, like Matsuzawa Magic, like the Manoa Magic, right? So you guys can help me, and I want you to go ahead and, for fear of sounding, let's just go through it. Okay, so the first one is Kandu Kansei. Yeah, like Kandu. Do you like that one? Okay, not so much. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, all right. The next one is Kikoman. Kikoman Shoyu. What about that?
Pretty good.
I don't know about your face. That's AI generated. That looks like somebody did a number on. Like are you wearing makeup in that?
No, I think somebody did it.
Okay, that's AI. Okay. All right, well, that looks a lot like you right now. Okay, let's try another one. How about this? This was one of my favorite shows. Kikaida. Yeah? You like that one? Did you watch that? Have you ever watched that show?
Oh, no.
You're too young. You're too young.
I mean,
Was
I'm
that
from
just
Japan
a
too.
Hawaii show? Like when we were kids? Okay. All right. Okay, what about this last one? How about Tokyo Toe?
That's what my teammate called me.
That's why I did that. I heard you like that one.
I don't mind, but yeah.
Okay. So time now for random questions. What would you call yourself? It's not so random, I know.
Tokyo Toe.
Well, so you do like that one.
Yeah, out of like 4, I probably like the Tokyo Toe.
Out of the 4?
Yeah.
What about Matsuzawa Magic? That's a pretty good one. It's not as catchy.
Yeah.
Nobody's laughing anymore.
Yeah.
It kind of died down in here. Kansei Matsuzawa, everybody. How about a big hand for Kansei, the kicker for the University of Hawaii. Thank you so much for being here on the Timmy Chang Show.
Yeah,
really
thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
I really appreciate it.
Maybe one day you'll have a Kansei Matsuzawa show. Yeah?
Yeah, one day.
What do you hope? You hope to go to the NFL?
Yeah, that's my dream.
Yeah. And maybe eventually one day coach?
Yeah.
See, it's a good thing that I can talk because I'm Portuguese, because you just kick. Don't worry about it. We got you.
Yeah.
We got you. All right, coming up next, Mark Veneri is going to be joined by Kilinahe Mendiola-Jensen, Week 0 Defensive Player of the Week, so you can ask him a whole bunch of questions. We also don't want you to forget that on Tuesday, September 9th, KHON will be running a telethon. It's the Hawaii Team Drive, so you can join in that way from 5 to 10 a.m. I'll be your host. We'll have special guests, folks answering phones. And then from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening, Kelly Simic, former baton twirler for the band, and my co-host on Living 808 will be there. We are trying to raise money for all sports, so I hope that you can join us on the KHON2 News Tuesday morning. But right now, we'll take a quick break. Back with more on the Timmy Chang Show. Thanks, Kansei.
Thank you so much.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
Welcome back to the Timmy Chang Show. Our next guest is a Punahou graduate and played 2 seasons at UNLV and played both receiver and moved to the defensive side of the ball his sophomore season with the Rebels before moving back home to be a Rainbow Warrior, redshirted in 2023 and played in all 12 games last season. He started off this season as the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week and recorded a game-saving interception against Stanford. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for safety, Kilinahe Mendiola-Jensen. Kilinahe. First off, I just got to mention this for everybody. We're both Buff and Blue alums, so shout out to the Buff and Blue.
For sure.
All right. Got to get that out of the way. We mentioned it. the pick against Stanford was your first. We've been close. You've been close.
Yeah.
I know you're going to go back. I'm sure you watched film on that one, right?
For sure.
But how did that pick feel? Because that was a really game-changing type of play.
Yeah, in the moment, it didn't really hit me. I was really just reading my keys. Right before that, there was a timeout called, and my coach basically told me to play aggressive. And that's exactly what I did in that play. I read my key, and the quarterback ended up giving me a chance at the ball. Ended up coming down with the ball, and I really didn't know what to do from there.
How do you make that play? How do you make that? Guys, the athleticism that it takes to make that type of play is absolutely incredible.
Thank you. That just comes from, I guess, my parents, I guess.
Mom or dad?
Mom.
Ooh.
You got to be careful with that one. I would say both, though.
Okay, there we go. But I know I talked about the one in the film. You had a pick six that I'm sure that you wanted back. I know that would have been a big one for you, too.
Yeah, it haunts me already.
We won't talk about it. All right, okay. Feels better in a win, but Arizona, a tough one. We had a couple of tackles and a stop for a loss. Take us through Arizona.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was a good learning experience for our team. Like Coach Chang said, I feel like we were kind of on the high boat from the week before, but definitely a good learning experience for us. Definitely take the wins and losses from that game and apply it to next week's game.
What's been the biggest improvement for you from last year to this year? It seems like you're more around the football. You've been flying around. What's the biggest difference?
Yeah, so our defensive coordinator basically told me to stop hesitating. He sees me every day. He's been at that level, and I've been playing a lot more better when I don't hesitate. I've also been watching film over the off season. Really been watching a lot of Buda Baker. So he's
around your favorite?
The ball. He's honestly becoming my new favorite defensive back, but definitely been watching him over this off season and looking to model my game over him.
And one of the big things that Kilinahe does, he carries out the Hawaiian flag out of the tunnel for the team. He did it for Arizona. He did it for Stanford. It's an honor, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're playing for something more than just us out there. We're in the middle of the ocean. This is our national team. I was talking to some guys earlier, and this is all we have over here. We don't have the Pro Bowl. We don't have no professional team. So just being able to represent the islands on the national stage, on national TV is just awesome.
And not only that, you keep one in your car.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, always.
What does Hawaiian mean to you? Being Hawaiian and representing the islands and representing this team?
Yeah, for me, it's in my roots, but also I think it's a lifestyle too at times. Hawaii is a special place, and I know like everyone could feel it when they come here. So just being able to perpetuate that and celebrate my culture and the place I come from is just awesome.
A lot of people may not know this about Kilinahe. Part of moving home and being the keeper of the Hawaiian flag is because you are a proud Hawaiian, as we mentioned. Now with that responsibility, do you feel like not only being a Hawaiian, but also being part of the 808 and Hawaii's football team with the Hawaii football, how much does that mean to you? There's a general responsibility not only for you and your family, but also for the state.
Yeah, so we're the Warriors, and specifically on defense, I feel like we're the protectors of this land. In reality, we're playing on the land of Oahu, in the state of Hawaii, and basically protecting our land from the offense trying to make a move on us to score touchdowns.
And not only that, you're a poi farmer. You're a typical active local boy. And then some of these videos are from a documentary done from Tsubasa Films. It's on YouTube called Roots, Born and Raised in Hawaii. How did that come about for you?
Yeah, so I met Tsubasa actually online. He's honestly really cool. He's an up-and-coming filmer, and he's from Japan. And he basically goes around the world telling people stories. And he ended up getting in contact with me, and he had an idea of doing a local boy video that involves just being a local boy and also the aspect of football as well. So big shout out to him. He's just out there giving people a chance to tell their stories.
And what would be at the end of your career, because this is your senior year, what would you want to leave as your story?
Yeah, to be honest, I just want to leave a positive impact on his team and also the next generation. I was a little kid running up and down those stands before, high-fiving the players, trying to speak to them, trying to get their autographs, and now I'm in that position now. So it's just awesome, full circle moment. I'm really just making the most of it this year. So.
Now, for you, not only are you very rooted in Hawaiian culture, but for yourself, is it something that you are wanting to do life after football, is kind of perpetuate that? I know you have the tattoo going down your leg as well, just culture-wise. Is that something on the horizon for you?
Yeah, so grew up here all my life. This is just the way we grew up, the way we lived. And I carry that wherever I go. Even when I was at UNLV for 2 years, I was still that local boy. So at the end of the day, it's just me being me. It doesn't really matter about the location. I have goals to go play in the NFL and other stuff like that. So that's the main goal, but the local boy will never leave me.
Now, you got 2 games under your belt. We got 10 more to go. Your expectation moving forward for this football team, now playing Arizona, playing Stanford, you got Sam Houston coming up next. What is kind of the expectation for you in this defense moving forward?
I'm excited, and you guys should be too, because, that Stanford game was awesome. You're taking learning experiences from this Arizona game. And moving forward, we got exciting defense all around, and also exciting offense and specialists as well, with a solid coaching staff behind us. And with that, we'll be able to put a full game together.
What made you want to come back home? I mean, you were at UNLV. Then you came back home. What really, obviously besides, the Hawaiian culture, all of that, but what made you really want to come back home and play football here?
Yeah, like I said before, I was that little kid in the bleachers running up and down cheering for the Warriors. And when the opportunity came, and I was talking to the coaches, and they said they were offering me a chance back to come home, play as a preferred walk-on. It was awesome. I automatically knew where I wanted to be.
Okay, so since this is the theme, and Coach Timmy didn't want to answer it, we're going to go to the random question and help Coach Timmy, since this is part of the show. Okay, who would you see best fit to act Coach Timmy if he had a movie going for him?
I would say probably The Rock. Yeah.
That's a good one. Now, who would play Kilinahe?
Oh, I would say my uncle, Jason Momoa.
Okay, did they ask you at least to be on set for Chief of War?
Oh,
have you thought about that?
It was more football season, so we were focusing on that.
Okay.
He said he'll give me a call later, though.
Okay, I got it. And who would you be playing?
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you who you will be playing in the next couple of weeks, the safety for the University of Hawaii football team. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for senior Kilinahe Mendiola-Jensen. Kilinahe, definitely best of luck, and obviously go Bows, right?
Go Bulls. Thank you, guys.
And I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, and we look forward to more tackles and interceptions.
Hey.
Kilinahe Mendiola-Jensen. John and Coach will be back after this quick break.
is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
All right, welcome back to the Timmy Chang Show. Rejoining the set, my broadcast partner for every home game and away game with expert analysis every week. You like that?
I think so.
I'm not kissing up to you like Kilinahe did, Coach, with the rock question or answer, I should say. That was pretty good, Kilinahe. Way to get brownie points. All right, everybody, a big hand for Mark and Coach Timmy Chang. Once again, thank you. Okay, so both Kansei and Kilinahe are the type of players this program over the decades, in my opinion, has built itself on. Would you agree with that?
100%. 100%. Both are walk-ons that earn scholarships, and when you get walk-ons like these kind of individuals, young men, you're building. The program starts to build itself. Okay, they're very unique individuals that are special, and in their own way. Like Kilinahe doesn't know that I saw him picking gardenias in the right down there at Lower Campus the other day. It was actually yesterday, and he was in there picking white gardenias. But that's the type of person he is. Yep. Kansei, the work that Kansei puts in and day out, the type of teammate he is, always has a smile on his face. Mm-hmm. In fact, I told Kansei the other day, hey, when you're kicking, I don't want you smiling. There's no smiling. But he
almost spit out his food.
They're good young men, and really there's a locker room full of them. Yeah. They're young, and sometimes we make bad choices. We don't make all the plays. You know what I mean? But the guys that we have in the locker room today, are unbelievable. Yeah, they're unbelievable.
I agree.
And that's where it's like, okay, guys, we're pretty close. We're pretty close to getting this thing and sustainable to where it's going to start overturning and rolling. But you go through some of these things like this Arizona game to us. It's a very humbling experience for these guys. I mean, that's what we take it as. But these last two practices, like I said, were really good practices. Yeah. And from here we go. We don't look back. We just go. We go make good choices, make good decisions, and you just keep moving forward. Yep. And so, but guys like them too are prime examples of what the Hawaii football program is about.
Coach, 3-game homestand. You got the Sam Houston team coming in, the Bearcats out of the Conference USA. A little bit of a personal one. I remember when we traveled last year to play them, and I know this one's a little personal for the guys, but you lost to them 31-13 last year, and they went on to be 10-3 last year. Your thoughts on them, and obviously starting this 3-game homestand.
Boy, they were a good team last year.
Yeah, they were.
We saw them play UCF, and we went up there, and wow, really talented. And they're a new staff. They have a bunch of new players. Last year's head coach is at another school now, and so there's a lot of turnover from them. And so for us, it's business. I mean, like you said, Mark, it's a 3-game homestand, and it's one at a time for us. Yeah. And so, we gotta be ready to go, and it'll be exciting again. Clarence T.C. Ching is an unbelievable venue. I mean, I remember us sitting here 3 years ago when we talked about no stadium and all these other things, but the way that our university has come together, and with the fans and the experience, I mean, it is a fun venue, and there's no bad seat, and the crowd gets behind it. Our sidelines will be the best it's been. In fact, we have Logan Taylor coming to Friday to be there to go over all the chants and the cheers and all these other things. Nice. See, when you see our sidelines on Saturday, you'll know what time it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the coach, Phil Longo. He's first-year head coach there, but he was there back in 2014 as a member of the offensive staff, and they had one of the best offenses in the FCS at that time. Do you feel like he's going to bring that? I know they're 0-2 right now. They started off a little bit slow, but this is still a very good football team. They've lost 51 players, including their entire defense starters. This is kind of a new team.
Yeah, it is. But Coach Phil is he has a good track record on offenses where he's been air raid based. Some of the guys that I've been around with Hal and Matt Mummy, And so he'll come in with a lot of great scheme and program, and just as a new program, they're gonna find their way, and so we're looking forward to the challenge, and it's gonna be a good game.
We're seeing Western Kentucky. They lost pretty handily. They've got a quarterback who played against us last year. He's known for running the football, but they've got another guy that transferred in, also known for running. They had 269 yards against us last year rushing. Mm-hmm. You don't go away from what you do there. You just continue to do what you do.
Yeah, I think those guys are great runners as well as great passers.
Does that concern you, knowing what Arizona was able to do?
Everything concerns us.
Okay.
As and you're always trying to problem solve and trying to see what teams are doing schematically. The best thing for us, I think, is that we do have 2 games on film to watch.
Yep.
Unlike our other 2 opponents, it was kind of going into the game a little bit unknown.
Yeah.
And so having 2 games to watch, UNLV and Western Kentucky, just gives us a sample size of what kind of schemes they could possibly have as they come near Hawaii.
Here's Coach Phil Longo making the trip to Hawaii.
Well, I think the run game is pivotal every week. I think being one-dimensional, no matter how good you are offensively, I think the more one-dimensional you are, the easier you make it for the defense. I don't know that everybody has that opinion. That's just mine. That's ours philosophically here. So we want, balance to us is not, 40 runs and 40 passes. Balance to us is equal distribution as much as you can get it to all the weapons that you have in the offense. I like our plan on the field. We just had a great practice this morning, and we're looking forward to kicking off at 6 p.m. on Saturday, which to us will actually feel like 11 p.m. Just another one of those things to overcome heading out to Hawaii.
They really can't complain because Hawaii is the most traveled team in the entire galaxy.
It sure felt that way after Arizona,
right?
Yeah,
it was a bit hot up there. So they're coming the way you guys went last year, 4,300 miles.
No, we have to do it. It's because of the conference realignment and things, and teams are finding out that travel is part of it, and so. We find our way through it, and you got to make it work. So we're definitely tougher at home, and coming back, we got 3-game homestand, but then there's at the end of this 3-game homestand, it's an important pivotal game against Air Force that's going to be on there, and so we again always problem solving and figuring out ways to get better.
More on the Timmy Chang Show right after this quick break.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
All right, welcome back to Ruby Tuesday, Moanalua. You can come down the next couple of weeks, too, to come see this show live and in person on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. But if you can't make it down, you can catch it on Thursday night at 6 p.m. on K-High and on Friday at 8 p.m. on KHON2. But always you can join us down here. There's great food specials and giveaways and stuff that's happening, and Kansei Matsuzawa taking pictures with his fans and stuff like that. Kilinahe wearing a malo. There's always something going on down here at Ruby Tuesday. We're going to try to get Rick Nakashima in a malo. Maybe he could just wear Kilinahe's.
I'll tell you what, the Kilinahe was auditioning for Chief of War for sure.
Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah. And they said, no, sorry, you already look like Jason. We already got it, Jason. So before, we just want to remind everybody on Tuesday that we're doing the Hawaii team drive on KHON2. This is to raise funds for all teams, not just football, all teams. We're talking equipment, nutrition, all the things that are needed that cost money for a program. We're hoping to help. So you can help as well. Make sure you catch the KHON2 News from 5 to 10 a.m. with me and a bunch of guests. And then from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., it's the Hawaii team drive on KHON2. Coach, real quick, we'll go ahead. We're going to give this away. Enjoy Snacks Pack. It's good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So
Here we go.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go. You mixed it up good.
Yep.
To
Blaine.
Is that, I can't read your writing on the, is there more than one Blaine here? Blaine, raise your hand. Oh, brother Blaine, there you go. It's not often that you could get more than one John, but usually Blaines are not, they don't come in. Coach, just your final thought.
Yeah, here we go again. It's Wednesday, heading into to our Thursday walkthrough, and then Friday here, and a little quick practice, and Saturday here to come. And so, they're starting to rep one after another, and you got to have short-term memory coming off of a loss like that, and find out and figure it out fast and get you guys going. But we have the right guys in the room. Now it's about responding correctly.
And go Bows. We'll see you Saturday. Thank you, Coach.
There you go.